Hello and welcome back to FCG News. Now I'll be saying the top 15 that I think Welcome to Bloxburg should add in their new map. We'll be going to different places to show where they can maybe add it. Now this is not the new map, this is the old map. It's just saying what they should add. Okay? So all of these, some may get added, some may not get added, so don't expect all to get added, okay? So we're gonna head um to our news station car because we're going to take a sort of transportation. And he will be driving us around and recording us so you can stay with us. Now, soon we're going to head to our first location, and this first location could maybe come pretty soon. Now, you think we may be going to Blocks and the burger place? No, we're not. We're going to where the okay, that looks like nothing good. So I'm just giving random spots, but we know that none of them are gonna fit. So we have our first spot, a little place, doesn't have to be that big. Where maybe what they could add is they could add a toy store. Now a toy store would work like pretty cool as like the BFF supermarket where we get to buy toys and then we get to it goes to our build mode and then we get to play some guys. So it would be a very fun, cool little role play game. Now, just moving on a little bit over here because we can fit like three small stores. I think this store should maybe be a flower shop. Now we do have a flower shop in our other town, which we toured in another video, and surprisingly that one got 200. I don't know how, but that has a flower shop, and maybe Bloxburg could take some ideas and add a flower shop. Now we just move over one more down, and they could maybe add a clothing store. Now I don't think maybe a clothing store would be good, but since we have the avatar editor, may not. But a clothing store would be very good for roleplay, and we get to buy newer clothes instead of the clothes that we have now, or clothes that we have, and we can just buy them there. Okay, so that's a little good idea. And that's what I think they should add right now. Okay, now we're gonna go to the next page, which is pretty close, not that far. Not right next to the cinema. What do you think they could add? Well, maybe they could add just lost it. A sit down restaurant. They could maybe have a little sit down restaurant, not like Bloxy Burgers or Pizza Place, but the reason why is because some people don't want to go to fast food and they just want to sit down, get served, and and oh, I forgot to say some of the jobs. So the toy store could not have a job. Some buildings don't have a job. A flower shop don't have to have a job, and the clothing store could be where it's like Bloxy Burgers where you put the order, or it could be where you help the person like in their meals. Now, in the restaurant, I think it'll be the exact same as Blox Burgers, where you get to cook and serve NPCs. So for cooking, it's just like Blox Burgers, but now you can get a tray and then you get to serve. And then once you level up, you get bigger trays or like a cart or something like that. So I think it'll be very cool to add a sit-down restaurant. Now, one of them we already do have in the map, and we're gonna head to that one next. And there will be three in the hill. But we know that they're not actually gonna be there because this is the old map. I'm just giving random spots that maybe they could have added it, but they were focusing on the map revamp and places where they can add in the map revamp. Now I will do this list again, I guess, so we can do it in a new map and show locations. So over here we have the lovely Van Ice Cream, but I think we should have a little competitor. We should add an ice cream parlor, where you have your fast ice cream and your sit down ice cream and all that, you're handing out ice cream, but they only have cups. They don't have no cones, and they only have three flavors. Now the ice cream parlor would be super different, like extremely. They could maybe add like maybe right here. I'm gonna change the scenery, So maybe they can add a mint or chocolate chip or cookie dough or something like that. That could, change the variety. And also it could be mixed in with the little candy shop, So we have ice cream on one side and then the ice cream shop on the other, So it's we have candy and then we also have ice cream. The ice cream shop will be bigger. Now we definitely know that we're getting a bigger ice cream shop, but you don't know, maybe it's gonna be the exact same, but like just a little bit bigger and not that much flavors. But maybe we can also get cones and waffle cup and some other stuff. Now I think we should just walk over here. And yeah, I think the next store should be, well, it's not a store, it's a building. The next building where this Ferris wheel is and all of that and that car, I think it should be a news station. Now, oh, sorry. And for the ice cream, it could be where we, same thing as we do over there, we take orders. So, and for the news station now, I think it should have a job. Or, no, not. It doesn't need a job. So, it would be, what you do in the news, and you can role play there a job. I don't really think so. Maybe they could have a job, maybe as an editor. An editor, that would be a cool job where you can like click on numbers or alphabets or something like that. That would be a little cool editing, and it's kind of fun. And you can, and I guess you can also do your typing, and so that would be cool. And yeah, you get to I guess see, and then I guess there will be NPCs and doing the blocks news that we have now. Now we're gonna go back to the main center where we're gonna add a couple new stores. Now please comment down below if these are pretty good ideas. Now I don't know where to place all of them. Now we do know that the school's coming, so I'm not gonna say the school because we already know it's coming. But I'm gonna say stores that we have no clue that's coming. Okay, I think we should go near City Hall. Okay, right where these blue things are, the sit down restaurant could take up this much. That's a pretty big sit down restaurant. And then we can have another building, which is the bank. And the bank will be where it's what you do in a bank. For new players, they don't want to spend all of their money on the bills, and maybe they can put it in a bank, and it can also be done by the phone. And yeah, and then if you save up a certain amount of money, then your interest goes up and you get paid even more. So it's a fun way to add Bloxburg, and then we can do a role play. Now it could be as a job. Hi, I like to deposit this type of cash, and then we put it in their thing. We say, John. I'm just giving you an example. John, deposit how much money, and then we type 1, 2, 3, an example, and then it'll be like John now has 1, 2, 3 had the positive 1, 2, 3. It could be something like that. And it's little jobs that would actually make a difference and it'll actually be fun. And it could be like how Lost Burger is. Now we're not gonna really move that much because our next place is close by. So we can maybe fit like 2 stores, maybe three here. And I'll name all of the 3 stores that could maybe fit. So maybe with this, like, or maybe it could be like a small shopping center. So over here, maybe we should add an arcade. Bloxburg does need a little place to play games. And so the arcades finally work, and a job, I don't think it'll be needed. And maybe it could have a little quest where it's like whoever gets the most points in your group, if you don't have a group, then that'll be a race. Whoever and it'll be something fun, and then you can actually trade in stuff like toys or money or coins. Like you every time you win, you get tickets or coins, and then you get to trade it in for something that comes like once a month, like the Piggy Bilbo shop. And that would be something cool. And then we move on a little bit, and then maybe they could add a coffee shop. Now, this coffee shop will have a competitor pretty soon in the next one. Now, coffee shop, sit down, small little coffee shop where you get to drink and just like coffee and some a little bit of breakfast like a donut and something like that, but not that big. And then we move on down and then get ready. This is where they have Cuban toast and all of that. Bakery, where you get los pastelitos de queso, los pequeños. I'm not gonna speak Spanish and coquetas. We get all of that. We get to put ourselves a small little bakery. Would be very cool to be added in the town and the new one also. So we have a little place to eat. Now I'm adding quite a lot of restaurants because we do kind of need restaurants. We only have two, which is Bloxy Burgers and Pizza Planet. And guess what? Those two are fast food. Now maybe we can fit one more. I think we could. No, two more. Okay, so another one could be maybe where is it? I lost it. I lost it. A pet store. Okay. Now this pet store would be cool since Bloxburg has confirmed that we're getting pets in 2025 or I think in late 25, 2025, early 2026. We're just getting a pet store. We're just getting pets. Maybe you know what? We can add a pet store, and that could also be a rescue place. So it's like, if you need dog food, you can come over here and you can buy dog food. Now, as a job, I don't know. I don't think any of these should be a job. Maybe the bakery and the coffee shop. A bartender. I think no. Sorry. Oh, not that, and a barista, something like that, and and for the coffee shop and the bakery. Now, this wouldn't be a job. Maybe like restocking, like what you do in BFF, and that will really be it. But it would be a little something, where you get to get your pet food. Like you'll have to get it there, your water, your pet necessities, all of that. And then on the other side, you can have where you get to adopt pets like little birds, fishes, dogs, cats, and I don't know what else. And maybe if you don't feed your pet, it'll run away. Not like Adopt Me. It wouldn't be like Adopt Me, where it has tasks, but it will have tasks like we have in the bottom of our screen. Now, if you don't take care of your pets, it'll run away, and then you'll get banned for like a week or maybe a day in IRL or maybe in Bloxburg, if it's in Bloxburg, then a week of you not adopting a pet. Now we get in, and now I think it's time for us to go to the hill. Yup, it is. It's time. It's time. Well, we have one more that we have to stop by. We're just gonna quickly go to the observatory because that's the next place. We're heading to the observatory right now, and the next one is gonna be cool. And a friend of mine, NRG Gabe, said it's gonna be boring. Now, I don't really think so. It's something that we get to learn, and then we get to see stuff, and maybe we can buy it. I don't know. We're almost here, and we're okay. Oh, okay. They have a pretty small spot. If anything, they can expand. Now, this is gonna be the new map. Everything is gonna be in the new map. I'm not expecting something to get added like tomorrow, on Monday or Tuesday, or something like that. Now, sorry. Another place, not a store, that could get added is an art museum. Now, an art museum would be pretty cool, and maybe we could buy some of the arts. It's some of the community arts. Or no, not not some. It's gonna be Welcome to Bloxburg art, and it could be like and Co-optus and Froggy Hops or Coffee Stain or something like that. You know, I guess you can see it, and then right next to it would be a museum. What type of museum? Well, a history museum. Now, not like World War One and Two, Bloxburg history. When Bloxburg started, and when Bloxburg added some big updates like the first Christmas and all of that, the first Easter, no, not Easter, the first Halloween, the first some stuff, the first April Fools, the first collab, Stuff like that. When they added the movie theater, that was big. With a new store, a new place, sorry. So it could be something like that. I think it would be pretty cool. I get to learn some Bloxburg stuff. Maybe you get to learn some Bloxburg stuff. Now you don't have to go there. It will just be there for the people who want to go, like me and some YouTubers maybe. Like we'll definitely do a video about it. And yeah, or look, um, the new one. It could be Welcome to Bloxburg got hit by a meteorite. There, look, you see it right up there? It could be that. I don't know. It could be stuff or Bloxians moved to another town because of the meteorite or something like that. Something cool. Some history of Welcome to Bloxburg. Or look, the first ever and first ever elf hunts, with the elf still being here. That would be some cool stuff. Now we're gonna go to the hill finally, yes, and we have like three more, right? And yeah, maybe one of them could be placed down there. I don't really think so. Now a lot of people have asked for this and wonder how do we get our produce, huh? Well, that's gonna be answered. Now I don't know where, but look, let's just say over here, big chunk of land. Guess what? A farmer's land. A farm where we have pigs, we have cows. We actually get our produce somewhere, and I guess you can work here. Taking care of plants and where they get shipped to the flower shop. Another one that I should have added, like one that I should have added, something like that, where it's shipping or whatever. Yeah, that. Or it's like fruits and vegetables. How do they get over there? And they just grow magically. They're like, and then a tomato just grows. Stuff like that would be pretty cool. I think that they should add. And then something like animals, chickens. How do we get our eggs? If we even have, yep, we do have eggs. How do we get our eggs? Stuff like that would be pretty cool. Now the next one will be coming up pretty soon. Now you may be wondering, what could it be? Something fun. We do need some fun stuff. Look, maybe this could place be near the beach or something like. I think it should be near the hill. So the hill has some purpose and all of that. It gives you a purpose to come up to the hill. And as we turn over here, guess what we see? We see a big chunk of land. Now this maybe Welcome to Bloxburg could just flatten all this. And then guess what? Add a water park. We need a water park. We need something fun in Welcome to Bloxburg. And a water park would be a cool addition. Since we already have water slides, just add them. Maybe they're gonna add them. I don't know when. Or maybe it can be placed where that little walkway is. Like that is okay. Where something cool. I bet you guys would agree with me. You guys will definitely agree with me. It's a water park. Welcome to Bloxburg. Who wouldn't want to go to a water park and welcome to Bloxburg? Now we have our final place that we'll be going to. Maybe in the hill, maybe in the town. I don't know, somewhere. I say it goes in the hill because then we'll actually have a ginormous purpose of going there. Maybe here? I don't know. I don't even know anymore. But somewhere in the hill, I say, you know what? We say, let's add an office building. Now, an office building would be great. You know why? Because guess what? We'll be able to type stuff, and we'll be able maybe like something like also maybe Amazon, Bloxburg, where it ships stuff, and then with Amazon with Bloxburg, it can also have like shipping to stores like that. Where you drive a truck, or could be an office building. We're just typing all of that, like the editor in the news station or something like that. It could have a lot of different stuff. So it could be office building, like editing, and then we'll have shipment, like you get the Bloxburg map, and they'll say drag it to the Pizza Planet or to BFF supermarket, and you'll be able to see, with the little dots and all that. Get to drag it, boom, and then there, or maybe it could be like for boxes on, maybe it could be like this person would like to get. No, no, we don't really need boxes on. We just need shipping and office putting. How do you think we get our stuff? I think that's what it should add that. So yeah, we're gonna quickly head back to our news station and we'll finish it there. And as we head to our studio, I have zero more things to add because that's where we'll be ending. I'm sorry, I have to see every butterfly. It could be the golden one. I have gotten a silver one and video. I think the last video. I bought it two silver ones in two videos. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I got it last video and I got it in another video. So yeah. Well, we are turning into our studio, the FCG filming studio, whatever you want to call it. And as we sit back down, those are my top 15 places that Welcome to Bloxburg should add. Now, that's in the new map revamp. None of it's gonna get added right now in this moment. Whatever date I'm posting this on, it's not gonna get added. It may get added in the future, 2026, 2027, 2028, maybe. A long time from now, it could get added some stuff. So, well, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more FCG when news for Welcome to Bloxburg and all of that, partner with Telemundo and NBC, well, you can just like and subscribe. Anytime I see a like or subscribe, it makes my day. Always remember this one thing, podcast. God love you. God bless you. God made you. SEG signing out. Bye.